1988, when I took my board exams, the average score was in PCR. It was 80%. And the common entrance test was introduced for the first time then. The average score again was 70. My CET ranking then was 1,409. 3 decades later, right? For that marks, your score will be somewhere between 90,000 to a lakh, right? Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, what has changed since then? Of course, competition, right? That's one of the things. Population. So, you need to have an extra tool which differentiates you. I joined Toastmasters Club in the year 1997. So that's almost 20 years. And that changed my life. I bet that will change yours too. So today, I'm gonna map few of the learnings from this club, from Toastmasters Club. What I incorporated in my life, and I'm very sure you can also do that, and it can really bring a great change. I promise you that. So let's see what happens actually once you're out of the college. There's one word we use so often. That's a word we use for all excuses. What is that? Meetings. I'm in a meeting. Right. So being a Toastmaster, one biggest difference I see, a Toastmaster doesn't sit in a corner of the room in the meeting. He doesn't hide his head beyond somebody. He doesn't hesitate, he or she doesn't hesitate to ask any question. The confidence in him is oozing. That's one of the biggest difference. You saw it today, right? The kind of encouragement we get in here, we walk out of the hall, you get so much of confidence, and I'm very sure that can reflect at your work or any other place. So what happens once you are good at meetings? You are instantly recognized, correct? Next time onwards, your boss wants you to present. That's how life begins. So once you start your presentation, then yes, you are the leader of the show. This is where the OBCs of Toastmasters help. What is OBC?
Opening body conclusion.
Remember this. This made a big impact to me. OBCs, right? Opening. You attend any seminar, any presentation, the usual way of opening a presentation. Good morning, good evening, I am so and so, I am here to present today. They say, or the research says that once you start this, right, the first time, your hand goes into your pocket, the phone comes out, you get into the WhatsApp, you are virtually somewhere else. They say the first 10 seconds or 20 seconds is the time when you connect with your audience. 10 to 20 seconds you don't connect, you are lost. They're not gonna listen to you at all. The recommended way is either ask a question, right? Or use some startling facts, some facts. Google is just one click away. Today, Shilpa was asking a lot of questions, right? That's when anyone in the audience, his brain suddenly, it just becomes alert. You are now connected. Then get into your subject. This makes a big difference. So these days, I give a lot of presentations. Since I'm in the renewable sector, a lot of talks, and always, this has, it is magic to me. So, don't let your audience sleep for the first 10 seconds. I did see that here, a lot of Toastmasters today did that, including Abhay, the way he opened the speech. Later on, he said good evening or good morning. You can always, you have to salute the audience and acknowledge them, right? So these meetings and these presentations, the confidence, it made a big difference. So my first change in my career, the first big break I got was when I was in Dell, or rather when I got interviewed in Dell. So Dell was launching their R&D center here, and after the interview, the director, who was an expat who had flown from US, so he said, "Are you a Toastmaster?" That's the kind of recognitions Toastmasters have worldwide. I'm very sure there will be 30-40% of engineers sitting here, right? Toastmasters is recognized worldwide, and the kind of networking you can make with this term Toastmasters is simply amazing. There was no looking back for me after Dell. Right. So talking about presentation, so see, how do you grab this opportunity? That's another thing I always tell my friends, you have to grab that opportunity. Meetings, presentation is fine. So typically in every companies, you have at least one annual meeting, right? However small or large the company is. So that was another occasion. I still remember that day. It was the annual event at a company called MRO Tech, where I spent like more than 6 years. So every business unit had to present from 10 in the morning, and my turn was at 4. I was part of the R&D, and I know our BU was not doing well. That's when you are really thrown out there, right, to talk. So my boss said, "Soma, you present." It was 4:30. People were literally speaking. Sleeping, not speaking at all. And when I went there, so that's when I really picked up the humorous thing. So I spoke really sarcastically, and I was a president during those tenures here, and I had a lot of these stories and anecdotes with me. And people were just jumping. They were so excited. The CEO at the end of the meeting, he comes and hugs me. So till 3 years, nobody knew me except my own department guys. From that day onwards, the next 3 years, I spent in the company. It was such a beautiful thing. And this can happen to all of you. Just show that actually what you are, right? Don't just give the speeches here. Grab every small opportunity, and that will make a huge difference, my friends. There's another big F word in this club. What is that? Yeah. Feedback. Right? So that's what we talk about here. Evaluation. Now, why is that important? Everyone knows it. See, however great you are, you need to work as a team outside this hall, right? You need to work as a team. And that's where this interpersonal skills comes into account. Feedback is absolutely important. So people sugarcoat and tell things, but then giving real feedbacks. How many of your companies, you have this appraisal system? Yeah, right. That's a nightmare usually. It's the last company which I worked. It's called Cypress Semiconductors. So where we had to rank people of the same grades, but some of them were in China, some were in Korea, some in Ukraine, US and India. All were put into one bucket, and we had to defend our team, or we had to say, this is the best guy. Again, Toastmasters. I've seen this. However good technically you are, you need the promotion, you better speak in your company. Show what you're doing. That made all the difference. Unfortunately, the Chinese team members were always ranked at the last. Because he couldn't talk in English, so the manager could not defend his own team member. Although we knew he was the best guys, they were the ones who were delivering. So usually the US persons at the top. Well, Indians we did manage because there were plenty of Toastmasters out there. Chinese were always at that. So feedback is important, very important. And come here week after week, you will really learn how do you really give feedback. Each stuff is not that easy, right? And again, this one is not limited to your work. Family, everywhere, right? You need to communicate. That's the whole thing. So don't restrict yourself as coming to Toastmasters, giving a speech, taking the certificate. I always call this as, this sports term, nets, right? It's net practice. I think that's the reason Sumitra, Manmohan, or actually many of us, we just come back here. So this is not something you finish the course, I have the certificate, I'm a Toastmasters, I'm done. So every time you need to challenge yourself. Every time you need to practice, and try different things. So many things I've seen we are good at. Some people are good humorous speakers, some people really inspired. We saw Deepika today, Abhay, Jason and, sorry, Jainam, right? Sorry. So Jainam and who else? Smita. Everyone have their own style. But what I tried in this club is, try out different things. If you feel actually your humorous track is going on well, now try out some inspirational talks. Right? So this is a place where we really try and just don't restrict it here. Go outside and attempt it. So to me personally, it has been a great journey being in Toastmasters. It's not just as I told you earlier, speaking. We also build families here. Right? So come here, network with the people, and I'm very sure, you will stand out in your career. All of us dream big. Right? At the helm of my career, as I told you in 1988, I came from absolute poverty and managed to get a seat in a government engineering college. So before I quit my job at Cyprus Semiconductors, my colleagues were from Stanford and MIT. I was going to all the IITs and hiring people from there. So my dear friends, what makes a difference? We all pressurize our children, take that mark, 99, 98. My sincere appeal, please do not do that. Right? Marks is fine, but that's not the only thing. They can be different in many other ways. They are hooked onto the gadgets so much. What I feel you really need is common sense. Right? That's the era we are in today. So marks is fine. It might be a barrier initially, but build the other skills, and there's no better place than Toastmasters. There, you see the committee members here, our president, Melvin Smith. There are other roles here, secretary, and each one there's a role. That is another thing which helped me so much, being a treasurer, being a sergeant-at-arms, the simplest of the things. What we do here as a sergeant-at-arms, we open the meeting. Many a times, when you start the presentations, people just take that first slide out and it's just, you don't connect at all. You don't set the context. That's something which I learned here in the sergeant-at-arms. Then have those quotes, have those powerful anecdotes. Once you are a club committee member, there's so much to learn, and that can be just simply back to your work. It really makes a big difference, right? So they say, Benjamin Franklin here said, if you fail to practice, you practice to fail. So be in touch with Toastmasters. Come here, learn those. Or actually, the content we have, the speeches, it's just amazing. So today, Abhay's speech, I have a dog, I take it out, and one thing I decided tomorrow morning, I'm gonna buy that poop lifter. Suddenly I just, it just hit me so hard when he spoke about that. Do you really think about just, when you eat the biscuit? So that is one small change, one thought, you can make a difference in somebody's lives. And no other place that Toastmasters will learn all these things, right? So all the best. Have a great career. May all your dreams come true. Over to you.
Just gonna give a, can I call the president, Melvin, to favor Toastmasters Soma.
I can vouch for everything he said because I was in the club when he was the president in 1997.
Thank you once again, Toastmaster Somashekar, for giving us that very interesting and informative and also talk and also encouraging us to take Toastmasters outside of Toastmasters. Can we hear it once again?